Tuklar nakaslem jong Nongtrei Hima.
Menteri Ramba Kajala Conrad Sangma, Ulaong Bagajing Temu ke Sorkar ban Siew Tulop iki Nongtrei ke District Council, Kamlong ke Badan Kam, Hendrei ke Shong ke District Council, Laki Snow Ïarap ne em ke Ïarap ke Sorkar. Uliet ho bagi Sorkar kalarai ban thong laitali ki sub committee, bat kini ki committee kini akran, bat ki laitali ki District Council nak benta saupusan sngi, bat ki District Council kinong lait luat ban kentat, ni pediang ni kini kecing terwa. Hendrei ulaong bakat kum kecing yoi, Kindan ki council ki bani trelang bat ke Sorkar nak benta kecing Ïarap jong ke Sorkar. Ula banjur baka Sorkar kan muslia ni Tuklar ki kam bala penyait ni ki District Council, Hendrei kedaitang nak benta ban Ïarap akaliang ke pisah tingka, kenang bagi Nongtrei kin yo ke Tulop ke babiang. Ulaong baka Sorkar ke Sngokya, hakaliang ke yo ke kot jong ki ADC, kumta ke Sorkar kan ajing mut ni ki District Council, ban bu no ada principal secretary de ki MCS officer, ni ki IAS officer, ban pet ya ke pelatingka jong ke council, kenang ba ya kini ke pisah bala ai ke Sorkar, anla ban penyat bet ya renti, tang nak benta ban Siew ya ke Tulop. Ula penting na bahadian bakila yo ke kaiphat na baro lai tadi ki sub committee kin sa shiem ya ke rai.
Share with all the cabinet ministers and officials was regarding the important decision for the support that we intend to give to the autonomous district councils. Basically, the thought process is very simple. That the district councils at different levels, whether it's the Garo Hills, whether it's Jayante Hills, or whether it's Khasi Hills, are facing different issues and concerns, and some of them facing financial problems. And we've seen that because of that, the functioning of the councils has been affected at large. And the councils are a very, very important part of our tradition and our institution. And it is an institution that has been, as I said, empowered by the Constitution and the Parliament itself. And hence, it is important for the state government to support in whatever way possible to ensure that these institutions work in a proper manner and in an efficient manner. And hence, our decision has been made that we will be forming 3 subcommittees. And these 3 subcommittees will engage in the next 45 days with all the 3 separately, of course, each subcommittee for one district council will engage with the district councils. Now let me make it very clear. This is only an option. This is not something that is mandatory. The desire to work and to take the support from the government is totally the discretion of the district councils. It is not something that we are making it mandatory. And hence these committees, these subcommittees will now engage with the councils, and the councils are at liberty to reject this offer completely. So there is one thing I want to make clear, this is not mandatory. But we have seen that there are concerns, and some of the councils may be willing to work with us. When I say work with us, means for the support that we will give. Second point that I want to mention is that all these support that we're mentioning regarding salaries will come with a very basic condition and a basic reform-based incentive. And that is financial reforms. So we are concerned about the financial stability of the councils. So we would be asking the councils to have a principal secretary of the position of either a senior MCS officer or a senior IAS officer to look into the overall financial administration of the councils, to ensure that the money that has been given is utilized specifically for salaries, and financial reforms like service rules. Service rules are important because employment, all these things, aspects are what leads to the instability of financial instability of councils. So reforms will be required, and reforms, as I said, financial. They may be very, very, very clear we're talking of purely financial reforms only. So whether it's service rules, whether it's financial rules, whether it is procurement policy, these are the areas which, and obviously disbursement of the money meant for the salaries going through a escrow account and ensuring that the employees get the salary. These are the areas which we would want the Principal Secretary to be there to monitor. Let me make it very, very clear. Government will not, I repeat, will not intervene in the functioning of the council. Whether it's to do with land issues, whether it's to do with traditional rights, whether it's to do with any kind of powers that are enshrined in the constitution, it is the prerogative of the district councils. Even if the state thinks for even 1 minute that it is going to do something in that line, their constitution is there to protect it. So therefore there is no question, I repeat, absolutely no question and no chance for the state government to in any way go into the different functioning of the district councils. As I said, this is purely and purely to do with financial stability of the councils. And as I said earlier, this is not a mandatory move. It's a clear option being given. We will speak to the councils and the subcommittees will submit the reports to the government within 45 days, and we will take a decision based on the reports that we receive from the district, from the subcommittees, to then decide on how we will move forward for every district council. This district council going through acute financial crisis. Just to share a number with all of you, last year, the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council had a salary requirement of about 70 crores, whereas the total revenue collection all put together was less than 25 crores. So you're talking of almost a 40-50 crore deficit. Similarly, in Jayante Hills also, there is some deficit in terms of revenue, and hence the councils are not in a position to pay their salaries. Khasi Hills is in a much better position. In the past 15-20 years, the manpower has been controlled to a large extent. Just to give a rough idea to all of you, the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council has roughly about 800 employees, plus minus. There could be some casual ones, addition, but roughly 800 employees. The Garo Hills District Council had 2,300 employees in the beginning. The last 6 years, 7 years, we have not allowed any kind of appointments to be made, and the numbers have today gone down to 1,300. Similarly, in Jayante Hills also, the Dentist District Council has been very strict, and they have not recruited any new people, and as the numbers there also have come down from 2,000 plus today to about 1,300 to 1,400 employees. So this is the status in which the district councils today are working, and keeping all of these facts in mind, we are intending to, as I said, take some positive steps and reform-based incentives to be given. And reform, again, I'm repeating again and again, the reform is purely and purely only financial reforms. I want to make it clear once again, so that there is no confusion, that the state government has no intent to interfere in the day-to-day functioning and the constitutional provisions that have been given to the district councils. So these were the points that I wanted to make, and I'm ready for any questions. Basically, people have felt that there should be a stronger system. When we looked at the system more or less was in place. But for whatever reason, there's been always a lot of concerns, and small but very firm measures can actually raise the overall confidence that people have in the system. I'll just read out a simple thing which I didn't read out earlier, but like there was a provision that they said, and they've suggested to us in this committee, mobile phones during interviews. I mean, it's already being done, but it's not like in pen and paper. So hence we want to stress on this, that they have to ensure that there is no question of any mobile phone during interview process being taken in, which already is happening. So my point being that the reforms are a measure and a way to ensure that the confidence level of the people is increased, that we are taking steps to strengthen a system which already is strong, and taking opinion from different people's views, some simple opinions, but as I said, it gives more comfort. For example, people are saying that there should be recording of the interviews. So we should do it. Why not? So we're putting it down on paper and saying let's have a recording also. So there is no harm in improving a system. System really working fine, but I think improvement in it is a good thing, and in line with what the public at large has been wanting, and in line with what government is wanting to do, this commission was formed, and the report has been submitted, and we will implement it in total.
There is a confusion.
The report is quite relevant for you. It's not that I'm speaking in general of all the councils. Some councils are doing better compared to others because they have a better structured system in place. But at large, absolutely right, the councils need to have their own reforms internally. And we're ready to guide and as a system, especially as I said, the financial reforms. Coming to your committee report which you mentioned, definitely we'll examine it. It's a long time back. It's almost 30 years, 40 years back, so really it's difficult for me to give any comment right now, but I will definitely examine the matter. Definitely, it's a very good point you've made. I'll definitely examine it.
Small
Talk to the councils, and the councils that are agreeable to work with the government based on a simple condition and a reform for financial reforms. Again, I repeat, financial reforms only, where we are focusing on number one, utilization of the money that we give for now for the salaries, and different aspects of service rule, financial rules and procurement rules, and so on and so forth. Based on those conditions, yes, from 1st of November, we intend to work with those councils that are willing to work with us and agreeing to this basic condition, and we will pay the salaries on 1st along with the salaries of the government employees.
So, sir, just to understand, sir.
Different from paying the salaries. I have repeated again and again, we are not going to be interfering in the files, we're not interfering in the procedures, we're not interfering in the land rights and the different aspects of the powers of the district councils as per the Constitution of India, and we can't. We don't have the right also to do it. So we're very, very clear about it. And that's the reason in the past I've been mentioning again and again that these are autonomous bodies, and therefore it's their responsibility, it's an internal matter, and they have their own government, so it is not possible for us to interfere. But it is only a measure from our side, considering the financial constraints they're facing, that we would like to financially only work with them to see that in the long term there is a financial stability. So that is really what our objective is.
So then what?
Committee that we formed is going to work, the subcommittee that we formed is going to work on those details. All I'm saying right now is that considering the challenges they face, the employees should not suffer. Today, because employees are not getting salaries, the councils are not functioning. And Jente Hills also is facing problems, Karos is facing problems. So what we are guaranteeing is that the employees will not have to suffer, and the salaries will be cleared on time, and work will continue. And in the process, we will go for reforms, financial reforms, again I'm repeating, because people are confused about that also. And we will do the financial reforms internally and work towards strengthening the councils so that they have become again financially independent. And we expect that revenues will go up in that line. So therefore, the subcommittee that we formed will go into all of these details. So this money will be there. So as I said, right now, what is important for us is that we realize that intervention of the government is necessary at this point in time. I've got enough memorandums from Jente Hills, I've got enough memorandums from Garo Hills, and therefore, considering the situation, we are concerned about the functioning of the councils and the employees, and so we will be paying their salaries on 1st of every month. And then, as I said, this subcommittee that has been formed is going to work out on the details of other factors, how to increase revenue, how to use that revenue in the salary part or not. And this will be done as per the district council and the different governments that are there. Discussion will be done with them. That's a question in 1972 which should have been looked into. But I think it's now in a weird situation where these are now integral part of our system and of our governance, and therefore it's a larger matter that has to be decided by Parliament. A lot of people actually have been questioning and saying that this government doesn't want district councils to continue. Absolutely incorrect. That is not our intention at all. And it is not even our jurisdiction to say that. It is a Parliament that decides about the future of the district councils. We have no power in that. So keeping that in mind, the councils have got a very important role to play. And different powers and different subjects have been identified in the constitution. So therefore, from that point of view, they are relevant very much. Can they do better? Well, they have to figure it out themselves. I don't want to comment on that. But I personally feel, without interfering into their role, that there are a lot of areas where we can improve the overall functioning. And I hope the councils will look into that. But as I said, for me, as of now, I'm purely talking about their financial stability. It has to come from our resources. There's no other way. But as I said, on what terms and conditions, on how we will later on adjust, is it going to be adjusted against royalties or not? These are matter of details that we will discuss with the specific councils and we'll think. But as I said, that is not a headache or a concern that the employee should have. So therefore, we are coming in to ensure that the continuity is there, the salaries are paid on time, the rest of the matters with the council, respective councils, the subcommittees will engage, will discuss. And there could be some councils, they say, we don't want to talk to you, which is fine with us. We have no problem. It's their decision, it's their option. But if I say, oh, only for Garo Hills, then that's wrong. I have to be fair to all. So I have to discuss with everybody. So that's what we do.